And sorry to ask, what will happen? What do you think will happen in Gaza, especially when millions of people have been expelled to go down to the south? And what what else?
Yeah, is there any
First-
story that we don't know?
First, let's understand what Gaza is. Gaza is a concentration camp for Palestinian refugees. Many people say it's an open-air prison, but remember, prison is for criminals. The
Okay.
main crime that
So
Palestinians...
this is okay. We
The
don't use
main-
that term anymore. Okay.
No, because Palestinians, we use those terms for lack of other terms. We
Okay.
think you lock people up. The main crime a Palestinian commits is being born, and this is not in your hand. Like, you don't decide to be born. So a concentration of refugees who live upon, also together with the local population of the cities around Gaza, have been locked up for 75 years. And of course, rejection of Israeli control becomes rejection of the regime that robbed you of everything your family once owned.
Yeah.
So, of course, rejection of the State of Israel is much higher among Palestinian refugees rather than among Palestinians who never experienced displacement. So, in order to force Palestinians into submission to the robbery and theft, you have to keep bombing them, you have to be brutalizing them, you have to continue making an example of them, and so on and so forth. The shift of the mistreatment of Palestinians in Gaza happened around 2005, when the Israeli government implemented what they call a disengagement plan. So what they did was redeploy their forces from within Gaza to around Gaza, block it completely from the rest of the world. Pre-October 7, 97% of the water in Gaza is contaminated. Families in Gaza would have access to electricity for 4 to 6 hours. It's already decided to be a place not fit for human survival in 2017. So that's the hammering after hammering after hammering. You put that place under siege for 17 years. International community has been talking about lifting the siege on Gaza, lifting the siege on Gaza, lifting the siege on Gaza. October 7th, militants took matters to hand. They attacked almost every military camp responsible for maintaining the siege. So what to do? Bomb them out of existence. Not the Islamic resistance movement fighters, because those are very few. Out of 2.3 million people, you have I don't know, even if you had like 100,000 of them, they're still less than 0.5% of the entire population. So what does the State of Israel do? They honor their founders. When you want to hurt a Palestinian, you eliminate his family.
Yes.
It's like a typical savage behavior. So they kept bombing like places right, left, and center. The point of the bombing is to flatten Gaza, make it destroy everything every family once owned, and house by house. 60% of the structures in Gaza were bombed. People received bombs that are equivalent to 3 nuclear power, 3 nuclear bombs so far. You have identified nearly 13,000 of us who have been murdered since October 7th. Why is that? It's because some of us dared to express their rejection to Israeli brutality with weapons. Like something people have been subject to since 2005. It's like you're being bombed out of existence and you are expected to shut up. You are being denied access to food, denied access to water, and you're expected to shut up. Just take it. Which is actually...
We cannot digest and brain.
It's unrealistic to actually oppress people and expect 100% submission. It never happened in any situation of oppression.